Hello guys, this is Kendall of the Kendall's Creations podcast. Look a little different today because of the hat. My hair is a whole mess, and so this is just to keep it in check for a little bit. But today is July 24th. This was supposed to be recorded and put out yesterday, but my boyfriend's grad party was yesterday and I was there until 1 a.m. And so, I was there from 3 o'clock to 1 a.m. and I woke up at noon. So, it was just not happening yesterday. But it's happening today, so better late than never. I have a lot to talk about. Sorry, I had to move the yard. So, finished objects. I have 3. But I can't show you one of them because it is downstairs drying because I washed it. But I finished the Claudette tee by Beck's Knits that I used Lion Brand, Pima Cotton, and Rain Cloud. I finished everything with that. And I blocked it and everything. I wore it out. You saw that on my Instagram, which I definitely suggest you go give a follow. Mainly because there will be a tester call for one of my other finished objects by the end of today. The pattern's all written up and stuff. I just have to get the Google form ready and post about it on my Instagram, obviously. But yes, that is it. And I have 2 other finished objects. I'm going to do the ones on my blockers first. This is the sock that the test knit is for. This is my pattern, obviously. I'm not gonna give too much detail on it, no, I will. Okay, I'm a liar. So this is my pair of partridges socks. This color is the little, that's yarn, is the Little Fox's Red Fox, and the contrasting color is leftover Sorella yarn, Coven from her Salem Witch Trials release drop. I don't know why I can't think of the words, but there is an Eye of Partridge heel and toe pattern, and so they are the pair of partridges socks. I have to take pictures and do the tester call today. But yes, I really like it. I actually knit this pair of socks for Sock Week, which was not the week that just happened, the week before that. So I knit both socks during Sock Week. I'm very proud of myself. I do think the fact that I was on vacation for part of it helped, because I had 2 5-hour drives. One of them was split up into 2 nights, so we drove 2 hours. It was a 6-hour drive, my bad. We drove 2 hours and then stayed in a hotel, and I forgot to bring my laptop charger, so I couldn't go on my laptop, so I was just knitting and watching stuff on my phone for that night. And then I finished the first sock. So I had done all of the knitting for the toe, and I just had to Kitchener it together, and I just didn't do it that night for some reason. I just decided to wait until we were in the car. I don't know why I decided to do that. Don't ask me. But I finished this on the way there, and then I worked on the second one a little bit while I was there. Not a lot. I got most of it done because we came back on Saturday. I got I did all of the ribbing and half of the leg when I was there, and then that Saturday I finished the leg, did the whole heel flap and turn, and picked up, I don't remember if I finished all of the gusset or if I just picked it up and got halfway through, but then I did the rest that Sunday. So I can knit a pair of socks in a week with a full-time job that I take 2 days off of for vacation, but still, very proud of myself. I knit 1 sock pretty much, because I did work on it a little bit at work during my break. So that was fun. I liked it. And my other, so these are my sock blockers. These actually can come off because they're done drying. And my next finished object has to go on my blockers. So my next finished object is one that you guys have seen for a long time that I finally finished. I finished both of my library socks. This was knit using ForageFiber Company's Spring Tonals in Spring Green. I finally finished these. I don't know what took me so long to finish them. But I did finally, and I just have to wash and block them. But these are my only size medium sock blockers. And so this one was of a higher priority to get blocked because I have to take pictures for them. And I think I'm going to take pictures on the blockers, which I just have to do for 2 seconds. But these are my next to be blocked. I'm going to wash them, and while they're getting washed, take the pictures for the pair of partridges socks. And then these will be on the blockers. So yeah, very cute. I like them. I love them so much. They're just so, the pattern is really easy, and it just creates this beautiful texture, and yeah, I really, really like it. And these socks are the ones that got me in love with 2x2 rib, which for this one, there is 2x2 rib. And so I am now on the 2x2 rib train for the cuffs of socks instead of 1x1 rib. I think I just like that it shrinks more. I don't know. I like the ribbing that shrinks a lot. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I just like it. And I think I just broke a nail. Yeah, I did. Fun times. But those are all of my finished objects. I have 2 whips. One that you guys have seen before, one that you guys have not. So we're going to do the one that you guys have seen before. There's actually a decent chunk of progress. This is my this pattern is from the Midwinter sock set by, why am I always forgetting her name? Oh my god. Give me 1 second so I can find the name of this lady. Summerlee Designs Company. Why did I say co? It's company. Anyways. Regardless. Yes. So I finished the leg, and I put in the scrap yarn for the forethought heel, which is actually this yarn. And I'm working on it. It's still kind of sloppy, but it's my first time doing color work, and I noticed a mistake I made. And this flower right here, there's supposed to be a blue stitch in the middle of the flower, and there isn't. I did it like 1 stitch over. So that's my fault. Oh well. What can you do? I figured it out way too late to go back and fix it. And so I just didn't. But the yarn I'm using is Polar Bear Yarn Company's Polar Bear Yarns Coffee Break sock set. So these came together. And I know this is naturally dyed with coffee. I don't know if this is naturally dyed, and if it is, what it is dyed with. Oh no. But I have said this before, and I'll say it again. These colors remind me a lot of Scooby-Doo. Just the brown and the blue, which I really like. I grew up watching Scooby-Doo because I have a brother who's 6 years older than me, and so I was forced to watch whatever he watched, because he always had he always had final say over what was on the TV, because he was 6 years older than me and a whole heck of a lot bigger. And so I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo growing up, and these colors remind me of Scooby. This is the bag. But this was my first pair of colorwork socks. I like it. I'm excited to do more. I am on Etsy all the time, and there are so many patterns for colorwork socks that I have like favorited in my like little patterns section. But I need to finish these and get everything good with these first, before I do another pair of colorwork socks, because these are my only 2.75, yes, 2.75 millimeter needles. I think I have a pair of 2.75 in my interchangeables, but my cable that would make it so I could do magic loop, which is how I knit my socks, is currently being used for this whip, which, let us talk about. This is a whip and an acquisition. Oh my god, let me get this yarn in order. There's like nothing left in this ball, but what is that clicking? I don't know what that clicking was, but oh well. Oh, that's what it was. Sorry. So this whip is, can you tell? It is cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted this on my story a couple of times, because obviously it's not done. But I really, really like it. The pattern is really easy to follow. The yarn I am using, which I have to go into this little bag for, is Plymouth Yarns Aireado in, what color is this? Light gray. I found this at a little yarn shop when I was on vacation. It's, I don't know where the card is. I think I took it out. It is Thimbleberry Yarn and Craft. Their Instagram will be linked down below. And I saw this yarn and I touched it and I was like, I need to make something with this. So I sat on the owner's floor with this yarn, looking at all of the colors and stuff and trying to figure out what I should make with it. And she actually suggested cardigan number 7 because the gauge that My Favorite Things Knitwear had was the same gauge as this with the recommended needle size. Because she used one strand of mohair and one strand of something else, and I was just going to use this. So I did do a gauge swatch. I know. So proud of me. This uses... It doesn't give a recommended needle size, but I swatched with 5 millimeters, and my gauge was way too small. And so then I went up to my 5.5s, and gauge is fine. I think it's still a little small, but with blocking, because I didn't block my swatches because I like to reuse the yarn for the actual project. And this fabric, 1, has a lot of stretch, and 2, I think just blocking will help. And I do believe that some positive ease is built into this. And 3 to 4 inches of positive ease. And I don't mind not having a lot of positive ease with this, because it's like, I like tight jackets and tight cardigans and things like that, but that's like my personal preference. And so I don't mind if I have a little bit less positive ease than what is recommended. But this is my first hank, because I got 4. Got 4 hanks. So I have 3 here and 1 in this so far. And let me put these back and we'll talk about how far I have gotten with this one hank. Oh, so let me tell you the yardage. Is 100 grams, 283 yards. But I did all of the increases and split the sleeves, and you measure it at the center of the back to see how long from the cast on edge, and each of these markers is 2 inches. So I have 10, almost 11. I have to do 2 more rows and I'll have 11, and I don't know if this is gonna give me those 2 rows, but it doesn't matter, I have more yarn. And I was kind of budgeting for using 2 for the body and then 1 for each sleeve anyways, so I would be right on track. I would actually be ahead of track because this got me way farther than I thought it would. And I need to get to 17.5 inches for my size. Once I get to 17.5 inches, I will like hold it up to my body and see if I like the length. There is 1.5 inches of ribbing, so I do have to account for that 1.5 inches, but if it like comes up to here, I'm gonna like, that's like right at the bottom of my ribs, I would want something a little longer than 1.5 inches longer than that, just out of personal preference, and I think my yarn gives me enough wiggle room to be able to do that comfortably. And then I just have to pick up the sleeves for the stitches and do this, pick up the sleeves for the stitches, pick up the stitches for the sleeves, and then this is gonna be done. I'm so excited. This is gonna be such a cute cardigan. I am in love with it. This yarn is honestly like, it feels like a cloud when I'm working. Like, I feel like I'm knitting with a cloud. It is absolutely amazing. But once I'm done with this, with the body, I think I'm gonna try to use my smaller circulars to do the sleeves, because with my interchangeable set I have like essentially 9-inch circulars, and I think I'm gonna try to do that so I can do my other test knit using this that I can't talk about, using this cable because it is my longest cable. And then after that, start working on finishing my one Claudette tee that I haven't done any work on, so I'm not going to show you, and starting another, which I think is gonna, I think I have one more. I think I have yarn set aside for one more. And then still working a ton of socks. Both of my sock needles are both of my 2.75s are currently empty. The other one is in my bag over there, and I don't feel like getting up to get it. But they're both free, and so I have decided what I'm gonna do next. I do always knit a pair of socks with my test knitters, so I have yarn for that picked out, but obviously the test knit has to start for me to do that. But I do have yarn picked out, which I'm gonna show you in a second because it is another acquisition, also from Thimbleberry. But I have yarn picked out for this test knit and for my next sock knitting. So for my next sock, let me move this real quick so I can talk about my next sock. I'm doing a pattern that I've already done, just because I really like it. It's beautiful and amazing, and it has a lot of technique in it, and I like that because this sock is more of a mindless knit, and my, like, this isn't, but sometimes I just need a break from color work, and so I'm going to be doing another Winter Sun sock by Northern Knits and Pearls. I don't know what's the Knit One Pearl one. The yarn I am using is a yarn that you guys have seen before. You've seen this type of yarn before, but obviously not this color. It is Cascade's Heritage. Why can't this label is like in a very inconvenient spot for showing y'all. Cascade's Heritage in the color 5641. It is this beautiful, like, core. It's a little less bright in person, but it's a beautiful, like, orangey, it's not quite coral, but it's just, I saw it and I was like, that is like a beautiful color, and I got it. And so, and I've worked with this yarn before. I know how it works out. I like it. Although it is a pain in the butt to wind, so I'm not excited about that. Ugh. But again, this will be the winter sun socks. I'm not going to be doing the contrasting color just because I didn't with my first one, and I don't do like contrasting colors a lot for like heels or cuffs. Although I probably should start using my scraps for the contrasting colors, because it'll just make everything a lot easier in getting rid of my scraps. But I'm not for this because I'm just not. Because I don't feel like picking out a color to go with it. Yes, I'm very excited about that. Although I do have to find my cable needles. I think there's one on my floor somewhere. I don't know. But yes, I have this. And then I got a little, this is still acquisitions. I got a little sketch marker case because my old one, the latches broke. And so I have to like use tape to close it. And it's kind of a pain in the butt when I'm like, and it's big. Like, it's color organized, which I like. Oh, here's the Thimbleberry card. Like, this is kind of a pain in the butt just to bring everywhere. And so I got this because it's smaller. It came with 60, but I've been putting more in, taking more out, just kind of as needed. And so this is like my, not on the road, but my travel one, because like there's no way I'm gonna use 60 stitch markers while I'm out doing anything ever. And it's small, it's not broken, it just comes on and off, and it's cute. And I am of the belief that you can't have too many stitch markers. Oh, I have one more acquisition. Completely forgot. Let me go grab that. Oh my god. So I talked about this last week, but it was not in yet. Because of a little delay. I don't know if I showed you this. I don't know. Was it in last week? I don't think so. Anyways. But this will be, this is from Kai's Crafts and Craft on Etsy. This is her raspberry beret. I don't know why I want to smell it, but I do. Whew, Hank's coming on down. It's not pretty, but it'll work. And I got 3, these were like little added bonuses that she threw in because of the shipping and inventory problem. But they're little gummy bear stitch marker slash progress keepers. What I might do is I might change the stitch markers that they're on to like match the color of the gummy bear, just because it's cute. But yes, absolutely adorable. This yarn is so pretty. I'm so excited to use it. I have never used a yarn that looks like this type of dyed yarn, and so I'm very excited to see how it'll work up. This is the main color for my next pair of partridges socks, and then the contrasting colors is Explore Knits and Fibers Aster, which is just like a light purple. And then I'll most likely end up flipping them, like having this be the contrasting color and Aster being the main color. This only took like this is like 50 grams. So, I have a lot of this left, so I think I might make a pair of shorty socks with this. Just like plain vanilla shorty socks. Well, or shorter, just not as long as my leg usually is. Depends on if I want to do a contrasting heel or not. But yes, so that is that acquisition. And so I am most likely going to have a whole lot of whips next time you'll see me. Next time you'll see me will actually, I'll record the 5th. So it'll be 2 weeks before I move in for college. And then you'll get a day before move-in, and I have no clue what my uploading schedule is going to be like once I'm in college. It kind of just depends on how hard my class is. Like, I have my class list, but it depends on the workload I get and everything, which depends on how, like, which dictates how much I can knit. And so I might switch to once a month if I don't have a lot of time to just sit in my dorm and knit. But I don't know, not too sure. But that was all for today's podcast episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all of that jazz, and follow me on Instagram. All of the pattern designers and yarn dyers will be linked in the description, and then the ones that don't have dyers because they're not hand dyed will just be listed in the description. But yes, as well as Thimbleberry's Instagram will be in the description as well. So, thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you guys in 2 weeks.